allowing 45 probes to continue after his impeachment trial ends. Technically, the impeachment trial should never have ended because we know he's fucking guilty. 45's scrutiny by Congress won't end with his expected acquittal in the Senate. House Democrats have a list of inquiries they plan to pursue when this impeachment saga is over. The investigations and oversight will continue, said Representative Carolyn Maloney of New York, head of the Oversight and Reform Committee, the lead investigative panel in the House. We've got several cases that we want to continue. Excuse me. Democratic-led committees in the House will keep seeking a wide range of evidence and testimony as they look into 45's administration, his policies, and his businesses and finances. They also plan to keep a focus on his conduct in dealings with Ukraine. In addition, there are multiple court cases running on separate tracks seeking access to his tax returns, which is something he's been very protective of those tax returns. He does not want them released, and he's been doing everything he can to hide those. Testimony from former White House officials and financial records to show, and he's also been trying to hide those too. He's done very well at trying to hide his tax returns and financial records to show whether the squatter is unlawfully profiting from foreign governments, which more than likely he is. 3 of the cases will be considered by the U.S. Supreme Court in the spring. This will all be occurring in the middle of an election campaign in which both parties will be fighting for control of the White House and both chambers of Congress. 45's trial is scheduled to conclude on Wednesday with a vote in the Senate on the 2 articles of impeachment adopted by the House a little more than 6 weeks ago. With 67 votes needed to remove 45 from office in the Republican-led chamber, the squatter is expected to be easily acquitted, which is bullshit. The night before, 45 will stand before chambers in the House rostrum to deliver his State of the Union address to lay out his election year agenda. Illinois Representative Raj Krishnamurthy, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and member of both the Oversight and Intelligence Committee, said Democrats learned some lessons from this impeachment inquiry, in which 45 refused to provide documents or allow testimony from White House officials, which is also bullshit. That's obstructing Congress and justice. It just makes us more wizened and more knowledgeable about all the different ways the other side is going to evade oversight and to plan accordingly. Representative Kevin McCarthy, a Republican of California, the House Republican leader, said he has no doubt that the House Democrats will now intensify their 45 investigations. That's their only agenda. No, it's not. They're just trying to prove to you that he's not the fucking saint that you guys believe he is. Several committees already have probes underway. The House Ways and Means Committee, led by Representative Richard Neal of Massachusetts, is seeking the squatters' tax returns from the Treasury Department. The House Financial Services and Intelligence Committees, chaired by California Representative Maxine Waters and Adam Schiff, have been pursuing in the courts information from 45 lenders, including Deutsche Bank, AG, and Capital One Financial Corporation. One of the cases before the Supreme Court involves Maloney's committee and centers on whether the Constitution prohibits subpoenas issued to 45's accountant from Mazars USA. The committee wants Mazars to provide non-privileged financial records relating to 45 and certain of his business entities. 45 sued in April to block the panel's subpoena for 8 years of financial records held by Mazars. The committee also is pressing in federal court for documents tied to its investigations into the 45 blowing administration, which failed its bid to add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. The Judiciary Committee, led by New York Democrat Jared Nadler, is seeking to view transcripts, papers, and other secret grand jury materials from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. The panel also had sued to enforce a subpoena issued last year for testimony by former White House counsel Don McGahn. Maloney and other House committee leaders said they aren't concerned about a backlash from voters fatigued by continuing probes of 45 on top of the impeachment effort and Mueller's inquiry. We're not going to back off, said Representative Benny Thompson of Mississippi, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. He had so much of the information that chairpersons of committees need has been blocked because of White House claims of executive privilege. Krishnamurthy said it's the Republican lawmakers who should be concerned. I think Republicans will pay a price for voting down repeatedly motions for other information. He said, I think our political process has interesting consequences at the polls. One consequence could be that stonewalling could not be a good thing for your electoral prospects. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi isn't saying whether House Democrats will specifically pursue Ukraine-related testimony and evidence in their impeachment managers were unable to obtain during the trial. That includes hearing from former National Security Advisor John Bolton. She told reporters Wednesday that we do believe that there is more truth for the American people to know. We'll see what happens, added Pelosi, going on to cite what is fast becoming a mantra. No matter what the senators have the courage or not to do, he's still an impeached squatter forever, which is true, he is.